It's the Andy Griffith Show, facts and trivia, with your host, Bob Snap.
Hi guys, welcome to the Andy Griffith Show. Thank you for stopping by. Today's video is on Ron Howard and how, as a kid, he witnessed very real adult problems as a child star on the Andy Griffith Show. In the opening credits of the Andy Griffith Show, Opie Taylor picks up a stone and tosses it across the waters of Myers Lake, a fishing hole on the outskirts of Mayberry. In reality, the famous scene was filmed at California's Franklin Canyon Lake, and little Ronnie Howard, then 6, couldn't throw very far. My skinny little arm was not powerful enough to get that rock into the water, Ron confesses in his book, The Boys, a memoir of Hollywood and family. For the next take, Ron pretended for the camera and a prop master hidden behind a tree threw the stone for him. As a child growing up on the set of the Andy Griffith Show, Ron became schooled in the art of make-believe, but he also witnessed some very real adult problems, prejudices, and ugliness. The performer, who went on to become an acclaimed director, and his brother actor Clint Howard, with whom he co-wrote The Boys, credited their parents, Rance and Jean Howard, for keeping them safe and grounded during their Hollywood upbringing. Their protectiveness was rooted in love and fear, not any stage parent concept of protecting their cash cows, Ron said. It's important that someone was looking out for Ron because the other adults on the set at Desilu Studios, where the show was filmed, didn't censor their language or actions in front of him. The crew were salty old characters who swore like sailors and drank like fishes, he recalls. The prop master was often drunk by lunch. It being the 1960s, everyone smoked constantly on set with no regard for anyone's health or comfort. My eyes were always burning, he said. The on-set bathroom was also an education for an innocent young boy. Ron recalls puzzling over the obscene anatomically correct graffiti that the wall covered its walls. You see some men, when they sit on the toilet, they like to draw penises, his father Rance tried to explain, adding that Ron should never do such a thing himself. And although the crew always treated Ron with empathy and kindness, they did not extend the same courtesy to Jim Nabors, the gay actor who played Gomer Pyle. Jim's sexuality was a don't ask, don't tell open secret, and Ron remembers the crew calling him disparaging names like homo behind his back, and not with any hint of kindness, he said. Andy Griffith, who played his father, Sheriff Taylor, was a wonderful and big-hearted man, says Ron, but he and his co-star Don Knotts were both preoccupied with failing marriages. The pair of close friends who had met on Broadway in 1955's No Time for Sergeants commiserated a lot, often within Ron's earshot. Both men were visiting psychologists to work through their stuff, said Ron, who remembers Andy telling Don how his doctor had brought up the subject of latent homosexuality in a session. I don't think I qualify for that one. What about you, Don? Ron remembers Andy asking. Andy also said his doctor suggested that he work extra long hours on the show to avoid going home to his wife. I saw him endure genuine pain, said Ron, who recalls Andy returning from Christmas break with a bandaged hand. I got drunk, I got mad, and I put my fist through a door, he told the cast. Meanwhile, Ron suffered his own growing pains. Sadly, starring on the Andy Griffith Show made him a magnet for bullies at school. They all figured out that the Opie rhymes with dopey, mopey, and soapy, said Ron, who admits that for a time he didn't feel safe going to the bathroom. He tried to avoid it until the inevitable day he publicly wet his pants. Despite his misery, Ron's parents urged him to stick it out for the school year. It was a rough path, admits Ron, who got into several fights, but before long, I had my own posse of buddies. On the Andy Griffith Show, Ron grew up faster than a normal kid, but he has few regrets. Despite all the adult angst he witnessed, he also saw acts of kindness that have stuck with him. He recalls how Howard McNear, the actor who played Floyd the Barber, suffered a serious stroke in the 3rd season. Andy, ever magnanimous, didn't want to lose Howard. He remembers relating how the crew devised carefully hidden supports to help Howard stand for his scenes and keep his job. It became another valuable lesson to Ron about the magic of Hollywood. I will forever owe a debt to Opie Taylor, he said. The experience of inhabiting that character, walking a mile in his kids, definitely defined my early life. And as I say several times, it's Hollywood, and that's to be expected. Not advised. to be expected. And it's kind of sad that the kids have to go through that. Actually, I just watched a thing on the kids' shows of the 90s on Nickelodeon and how they were treated and stuff. And I was like, I wouldn't put my kid in Hollywood for no amount of money. There's no way. And he's a good-looking kid, and he could do it. I mean, he's just that talented, but no, Ron Howard said the same about his daughter. He wouldn't let her start as a kid in acting, which is understandable because they're nuts in Hollywood, man. They don't care. Andy Griffith show cared. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't. Andy and Don and Frances Bavier and all them, they all cared about him. I mean, Frances Bavier talked about how much she loved him, and I believe that. But the crew members, you know, they don't. And treating Jim the way they did, and I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta, when you look behind the scenes, you find stuff you don't want to know. But you know what? I can overlook it because I love the show, and I think the guys in the show are great. And that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget about classic TV facts or trivia. It's on Gilligan's Island, and how Bob Denver and Don Wells said it wasn't just for kids. Wonder what that's about. Go over there and check it out. If you guys have not yet, please subscribe and please like this video. Thank you very much. Today over at Faith and Entertainment, I'll be recommending a movie called Life Mark. A really good movie. And you'll want to check it out. The trailer's over there as well. You guys have a great day. God bless. And I'm praying for you.